Recently, the upcoming movie Him has been trending all over social media. Many people are excited about the upcoming film that is set to drop in September. While people are excited for this movie, they seem not to realize just what story this movie is telling. Most of the time, people have no idea what the movie they're watching is really about. While they might be paying attention to the surface level plot of the movie, they fail to realize the deeper, more hidden story being told below the surface. Many people's favorite movies have deeper stories that most people just fail to pick up on. For example, while the movie on the surface might be a superhero movie, below the surface, it's a movie about the second coming of Christ. Or this Him movie, which seems to be a sports movie, but below the surface lies something truly evil. Chances are, most people don't pick up on these things and just consume the movie for its surface story, never truly knowing what the message is behind what they're consuming. Recently, there have been a lot of movies that are made just like this. Movies that at first glance, you wouldn't expect to have such dark themes below the surface. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly. In today's episode, we will be talking about 3 new movies: Him, Superman, and the Fantastic Four. But before we begin, I just wanted to let my Patreon members know that I just released a new Patreon exclusive. This new video is about a secret Masonic organization that was caught up in a disturbing scandal involving ladies of the night, children, and strange rituals. If you're one of my members and would like to see that video, make sure you check it out right after this one. If you're not a member, what are you waiting for? Join the truth movement and help me spread the truth. For $3 a month, not only will you be further supporting the channel and helping me spread the truth, but you would also get access to over 50 exclusive videos that are not available here on YouTube. If you would like to join, you can find the link in the description and in the comment section. I want to thank you all. Now, let's get right into it. In order to be able to see the deeper meaning behind these movies, you have to have some sort of understanding of their hidden language. These movie scriptwriters and producers are fluent in occult language and symbolism and use it to tell a deeper hidden story in their movies without the audience ever realizing it. That's exactly what's going on in the 3 movies we're going to be talking about today. In today's video, we will be taking a look at the trailer for the upcoming movie Him. We will also be talking about the new Fantastic Four movie, and lastly, the new Superman movie. You could never imagine what these movies are really about. Let's start with the most obvious out of the 3, the new upcoming movie Him. Now obviously this movie hasn't come out yet, so I haven't seen it, but many of you guys have been requesting I talk about this movie. A few days back, they released a trailer for this movie Him, and it immediately got everyone talking. The movie is another Jordan Peele production, and just like his movie Get Out, this movie has a hidden story that lies beneath the surface. While on the surface, the movie Get Out was about the story of Chris, a black man meeting his white girlfriend's family, only to discover they are part of a cult-like group that abducts black people. In the movie, the Order of the Coagula kidnapped young, healthy black individuals to literally take over their bodies using hypnosis, brain transplants, and consciousness transfer. Deep below the surface of this movie, past the references to slavery and oppression, you can find that the movie also tells the story of MKUltra, brainwashing, and the elite secret societies that control this world. Now, just like the Get Out movie is deep with layers, it appears that this Him movie does the same thing, taking the same approach of having a movie with a surface storyline that hides a much deeper dark story underneath. From what we can see in the trailer of this movie, the movie appears to be about a football player who is in the process of being drafted by the NFL. He gets introduced to his idol, a former NFL player turned coach, who is tasked with prepping the new player for the league. The more the player gets deeper into the league and into the lifestyle, things start to take a dark turn. The first thing that alerts him that there's something sinister taking place happens when he attends a practice for the first time. While at first, the practice appears like any other football practice, but quickly things start to take a strange turn out of nowhere when the coach starts ordering players to hurt themselves purposely, with the coach instructing the violence with a sinister attitude. After this, things only seem to get worse and worse, with the player eventually realizing that if he wants to be a star, he's going to have to be willing to sacrifice everything and do things he's not morally comfortable with. On the surface level, the movie is about the reality of meeting your idols and the price of success associated with being a pro athlete. Underneath the surface though, the movie is going to tell a much darker story. The real price of being in the NFL. How the NFL is directly tied to the occult and secret societies, telling us exactly what these athletes have to be willing to participate in order to become star athletes. We can see the hint to this in scenes like this one, when the main character is bending down to pick up a football, and then a person wearing a Baphomet mask is seen behind them. The goat is then shown attacking him before the scene changes. In another scene, they show the athlete standing in the middle of a pentagram on the field, not only clearly presenting the process of football players selling their souls, but also showing how the NFL is connected to it all. This is Hollywood hiding the truth in plain sight. Now, for those of you who've watched my channel for years, this isn't new to you. I have revealed multiple times how the modern sport of American football was created by a man who was a member of the Skull and Bones secret society. Walter Camp is widely recognized as the father of American football. Walter Camp just so happened to be a member of the Skull and Bones secret society, an organization rooted in masonry that performs strange occult rituals. In order to be initiated into the Skull and Bones, you have to attend Yale University, as it's on their campus, and you have to be chosen by the higher ranking members. Once chosen, you have to perform a mock sacrifice ritual, kiss a skull, and even lay in a coffin. Since the beginning of football, it has been connected to the occult. This is something that is still prominent in the sport to this very day. What we're gonna see in the movie Him is what all of these superstars are doing for those $100 million contracts. One of the biggest legends in the sport is Tom Brady, and he admitted that he and his ex-wife were deep into the occult and witchcraft, claiming that his ex-wife would do spells for him before games in order to help him win.
Any special thing you carried into the game on Sunday that you had tucked away somewhere?
I did. I always, I've learned a lot from my wife over the years. She's so about the power of intention, and believing things that are really going to happen. And she always makes a little altar for me at the game because she just wills it so much. And so she put together a little altar for me that I could bring with pictures of my kids. And I have these little special stones, healing stones and protection stones. And she has me wear a necklace and take these drops she makes. And I say all these mantras. And I stopped questioning her a long time ago. I did. I just shut up and listened. And at first I was like, this is kind of crazy. And then about 4 years ago, we were playing the Seahawks. And she said, you better listen to me. This is your year, but this is all the things you're going to have to do to win. I did all those things. And by God, it worked really good. And then in 2015, it was about early January, and she said, you know how much I love you? And I said, yeah. She said, I just want to let you know this is not going to be your year. And of course we lost. I said, 16 look like? And she said, 16 is going to be your year. So it was early January this year, and I said, babe, I asking, do we have a chance? She said, yeah, but you're going to have to do a lot of work, and you're really going to have to listen to me. So, man, I listened to her. And right after the game, she said, see, I did a lot of work. You do your work, I do mine. She said, you're lucky you married a witch. I'm a good witch.
It's no surprise that he was one of the biggest legends in the sport, winning countless Super Bowls. He was deep into the dark side of the industry. This is the story this movie is telling us, how these athletes sell their souls to be stars and join strange cults in the league. Now, since the movie isn't out and I haven't seen it, there's not much else I can say about it. But when this movie comes out, I will likely do a full breakdown. But as of now, we can tell exactly where they're going with this. Now let's move on to the next movie I wanted to talk about today, the Fantastic Four movie. Recently, Marvel dropped their new Fantastic Four reboot starring Pedro Pascal. While they're calling the movie a flop, it is still considered the highest grossing movie at the box office this year so far. There was a lot of fan hype behind this movie. I myself used to be a massive fan of Marvel when I was a kid. Like every other kid, I loved Spider-Man and used to like the Fantastic Four as well. But when I got older and learned the truth about Marvel, I could never see these characters the same again. On the surface, the new Fantastic Four movie is about the Fantastic Four battling the celestial being Galactus. Galactus wants to destroy Earth after the Silver Surfer selects the planet for destruction.
Planet is now marked for death.
The Fantastic Four try to reason with Galactus to spare their planet, but Galactus decides that the only way he won't destroy the planet is if Reed Richards and Suzanne Storm agree to sacrifice their baby. Obviously, the Fantastic Four refuse to do this and then have to stop Galactus from destroying Earth and stealing their baby. That is the surface story of the movie. But underneath this, we find what the movie is really about. Believe it or not, this movie is about an occult spiritual belief system called Gnosticism. I have spoken about Gnosticism on YouTube and have gone even deeper on Patreon. So if you want a full breakdown on Gnosticism, watch this video after this one, or head over to my Patreon and watch the exclusive version. Now, for the sake of understanding how this movie is just the story of Gnosticism, you need to know some of the basics of the religion. Essentially, Gnostics invert everything the Bible teaches. They believe that the God of the Bible is evil, who they refer to as Yaldabaoth, and that Lucifer is good, referring to him as Sophia. What they believe at the core of their religion is that Earth is a prison for humans created by an evil false god, Yaldabaoth. They claim that Lucifer, which is Sophia, came down from heaven to free humanity by providing them with the forbidden knowledge, teaching man how to transcend and become gods themselves and free themselves from Yaldabaoth's prison. The Gnostics teach that humans are their own saviors, just like we're shown in the Fantastic Four movie. The heroes are the saviors of the planet and even call themselves the protectors of Earth.
Are you the protectors of this world?
Yes, we are.
Now in the movie, they tell the Gnostic story in a discreet way. Galactus is actually supposed to represent Yaldabaoth, the false god who the Gnostics compare to Yahweh. This is something that the creator of the Fantastic Four actually admitted, claiming that he went to the Bible to come up with Galactus' story, admitting that the God of the Bible directly influenced Galactus.
For some reason, I went to the Bible. I came up with Galactus. And there I was in front of this tremendous figure who I knew very well because I've always felt him, and I certainly couldn't treat him in the same way that I would any ordinary mortal. And I remember in my first story, I had to back away from him to resolve that story.
Now you may be asking, how could this be if Galactus is a villain? It's because Galactus is supposed to represent Yaldabaoth. When it comes to the Silver Surfer, it's supposed to represent Lucifer or Sophia. As in the movie, just like in the Gnostic story, she sacrifices herself to save humanity, as she literally goes against Galactus to save the human race. Just like with Galactus, Jack Kirby admits that he based the Silver Surfer on Lucifer, with Stan Lee also admitting that the Silver Surfer was the fallen angel Lucifer.
And of course, the Silver Surfer is the fallen angel. And when Galactus relegated him to Earth, he stayed on Earth. And that was the beginning of his adventures.
In the new movie, they made sure to invert the Silver Surfer's gender, because in the Gnostic teaching, Sophia is leaning more towards female than male. Now they also have themes of Christ's sacrifice in this movie, as Galactus wanted the Fantastic Four to sacrifice their only son to save humanity. Doesn't that story sound familiar? The child was supposed to represent Jesus Christ, with the Fantastic Four representing ascended humans who became enlightened through the teachings of Gnosticism. While the Fantastic Four movie looks like just another superhero movie, in reality, it's based entirely on the Gnostic story. You can find many examples of Gnostic teachings all throughout Marvel movies. I think a full video on Marvel would be a good idea. If you want to see that, comment Marvel below. The next movie we're going to be talking about is another superhero movie, this time from Marvel's counterpart DC Comics. Recently, DC released a new Superman movie that was produced and written by James Gunn. Unlike the last few Superman movies, this one was received pretty well by viewers. While on the surface, this movie tells the story of the Man of Steel that we all know, but below the surface, the movie is actually about the false messiah, the Antichrist. While Superman appears to be a selfless hero, in reality, he's a representation of Jesus Christ. There are numerous parallels made between Jesus and Superman, including his otherworldly origin, his superpower that can be seen as miracles, and also his role in saving humanity, a journey through a period of isolation and testing, and his ultimate sacrifice to save the world from evil. Superman is presented as an otherworldly savior who has a godlike father figure. Although powerful, Superman carries himself as humble in public, hiding his immense power under his Clark Kent disguise. He even has a self-sacrificial destiny at around the age of 33, much like the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus. In Zack Snyder's version of the Superman films, he emphasized the Christ-like elements even more, depicting scenes of death and resurrection and explicit Christian imagery. It's obvious once you see it, and just like the Fantastic Four movie, it's a mockery. While I do understand that movies are for entertainment, I do believe it's important for people to know what these movies are really about. While you might want to watch it just for entertainment, your subconscious is taking all this in and can't tell the difference. This movie influences you whether you believe it or not, and teaches people occult beliefs packaged as entertainment. I believe it's important to know what these films are actually about. This way, you can choose if it's something you're okay with consuming and allowing your children to consume too. Well, that's it for this video, but before you guys go, make sure to show some love by commenting, subscribing, and liking this video so that we can get this video seen by as many people as possible. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.